Hello out there, all you viewers. I'm Jane Liebecker, and I'm coming to you from Seattle, Washington. I am a certified coach for the Eddie Villa program, and I love to use the Gallup Strengths Assessment as a tool in my coaching business.
Absolutely. I am Manetta Fields joining you from Maryland. I'm too a certified coach through the Eddie Villa program, utilizing that wonderful tool, the Gallup Strengths Assessment.
We have a special guest. Would you announce her? Introduce her, Monetta?
Oh, sure. So, grand world, we want to welcome to the virtual stage the one, the only, my beautiful daughter, Kaya Fields.
Welcome,
Hi.
Kaya.
Hi. Hello. I'm glad to be here.
Oh, we're so glad you're here.
Kaya, my first question to you is, can you share what your dominant domain or domains are?
Sure. So, I have relationship builder, strategic thinking, and executor. I'm a chameleon.
Yes.
So,
We
ta-da.
like
For relationship building. So that's my majority.
Okay, awesome. So, how did you learn about strength?
So while you were getting acclimated and learning about strengths, you introduced it to me and the rest of our family, and we all took the strengths report. I believe if it wasn't the same day, it was the same week, and we sat at the dinner table and went over our strengths report over dinner, and that was illuminating.
love that. Wow.
Feel for you.
It was really enlightening, and not just from a family perspective, but from a personal one. Um, I I can't say anything was necessarily shocking or surprising, but it was more so um, putting pieces together that just made perfect sense, and then also gathering an understanding of self to the extent where I could recognize the areas in which I needed to grow, and then the areas where I'm like, that feels right.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was great.
Where is positivity in your top 10?
Shockingly, it's number 9.
Ah, okay. Monetta's gonna,
So,
yeah.
I'm going to read actually what Gallup says positivity is. Okay. So, people strong in the positivity theme have an enthusiasm that is contagious. They are upbeat and can get others excited about what they're going to do. Would you say that's true for you?
I would say that's true, and that's why I said shockingly, because I feel like positivity would probably be my top 3 strengths, but that's not how it works. So, yeah, it's definitely true though.
Cool. So what are your number 1 and your number 5 strengths, Kaya?
So my number 1 is learner, and my number 5 is futuristic.
Ooh,
Nice. So, can
yeah.
you tell us how you use your positivity strength and give us an example of that?
Sure. Well, it's really, really hard for me to get like disappointed, I would say. Like I'm usually immediately looking for the best side of something. And I feel like my positivity and my, I would say futuristic as well as achiever kind of, and I would even say developer, they all kind of work together in a sense because it's rare that I say I can't do something because I'm constantly thinking about how amazing life is and just, oh yeah, I could do it because it's gonna be great. Like it's just I say that a lot, like, oh, it's gonna be great because I genuinely believe that, things are going to be they're gonna turn out well, and I just can't help but see the positive side of things. Like I think life is good.
I love that. So
Oh, you asked for an example too.
yeah, an example.
Sure. So I think an example I would choose would be when we were just my family were having a conversation, just kind of jokingly, and talking about like, oh, like if you could pick an animal, what animal would you choose to like identify with, like if you could be one? And naturally, that's you take some time to think about it, and I was like, hmm, probably like a golden retriever or something, just because I mean, like, have you ever seen an upset golden retriever? No. But but just like they're always happy, and not to not to tap into like a toxic positivity, but just genuine excitement. And typically you're looking for how something is going to turn out well, or just excited to be around the people you love. That's something I identify with for sure. So that's an example I would probably choose.
Good example. How do you think that your learner and your futuristic interact with your influence, your positivity?
I would say that with learner, I like to take in a lot of information, not in a sense of like obsessive learning, but more so just I think I live as a sponge, so I'm absorbing and observing, and it's usually something that I'm interested in that I'm applying that to. It's not an across the board thing. And with positivity in that, I'm excited about the elements of whatever it is I'm learning about. And then bringing futuristic into it, I'm usually thinking about how I can use what I'm learning in the future. I think ahead most of the time, or I'm dreaming, or planning, or envisioning, or imagining. And I get excited about that. And I don't think that the future is gonna be bad. Like, oh, we can make the best out of this, and even if we don't have enough of this, we can still do this with this because I learned how to. So it's usually my strengths are usually holding hands and cheering each other on, like, you can do it. So learning futuristic and positivity, that I would say that's how they go together.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. What do you like about positivity?
I like that I can use it to help other people, not just how I live, but I don't live by myself. And I usually, whether it's at work or with friends or at church or wherever, I I like that positivity isn't something that only impacts me, but it usually is a spreadable strength. So um when I am around others, and whether they're having a tough time or a bad day, or if they're doing fine, I'm I'm grateful that positivity is something that can impact other people in a way that lasts longer than the time I'm with them.
Mm.
Wow. I love that. What would you say to somebody who's sitting on the fence about taking this Gallup Strengths Assessment?
I would say that taking the strengths assessment is only going to help you. And as a human being, you're constantly changing and taking in new information or having different experiences, or around new people. And if you take the strength assessment, you're likely to not just grow as a person that you experience on a daily basis, but you're going to become better for the people around you. And that's going to, again, that's going to be a long lasting impact that will improve how you feel about yourself, and probably how other people experience you. And you're going to be more, I would say, well-rounded and successful and accepting of others too. Because when you take the strengths assessment, it's something that allows for you to I think have more empathy and compassion for other people. Because when you recognize that you're um, in a healthy space with your strengths, or if you're in an unhealthy space with your strengths and you've got in touch with a strengths coach that can help you work through that, you're able to acknowledge or assess when someone isn't in a healthy space with their strengths, and you don't necessarily have the same emotions towards that potentially negative experience, because you can then say, oh, okay, you know, let me not get upset right away, but just acknowledge they're probably going through something, and I can acknowledge that I've been in that same place, even if you don't share an experience that brought that person to that tough time.
They need to hear that. Okay. Kaya, it was delightful to meet you today, and I love this interview, and your positivity does shine through. It really does.
Thank you, Kaya, for your willingness to be open and share the gift of you to the world. Thank you.